Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40k Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Chaos Space Marines as we get into the Dark Apostle. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40k content every single day. And of course, if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. We are announcing the winner of the Chaos Space Marine starter set, so if you can't wait, just jump to the end. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Chaos Space Marines Dark Apostle. A Dark Apostle is a chaplain and spiritual leader within many Chaos Space Marine legions. He is utterly devoted to the Dark Gods and the preservation of the beliefs of their Primarchs and other leaders. Dark Apostles make up the priesthood of the Dark Gods, just as the chaplains of the Loyalist Space Marines uphold the creed of their chapter. The Dark Apostles devote their lives to the propagation of the unholy word, actively spreading the worship of chaos across the galaxy. Their efforts do not go unrewarded. Dark Apostles are surrounded by demonic auras of protection that shimmer and twist as they chant their blasphemous prayers. The Dark Apostles preach that compared to the blood and thunder of their own faith, the falsehoods of the ecclesiarchy are but cobweb-thin tissues of superstition. These are more than idle words. Most Dark Apostles can act as a direct conduit through which their ruinous powers can speak to mortal men. It is not unknown for a Dark Apostle to suddenly straighten, his eyes glazing over as his mouth spits guttural and blood-flecked gibberish. Those who can understand this tongue claim that it is the language of the gods themselves. Every word that issues from his mouth drips with treachery and malice, and he urges his followers to martyr themselves in order to prove their sorrow for past transgressions and the depths of their newfound devotion. The Dark Apostle sits high in the esteem of their brethren, and their intense charisma and burning conviction inspires men to great and terrible acts. They understand that the often harsh yoke of the Imperium fosters great resentment in those of weak character, and Dark Apostles are expert at fanning those sparks into raging blazes. When these preachers of terrible truth infiltrate an Imperial world, hidden chaos cults are brought together, and long-fostered allegiances are brought to terrible fruition. It is never long before the bodies of Adeptus Arbitus, judges, and aristocrats alike are strung from spire and cable. Mutants and madmen boil out into the populace, infesting those around them with a touch of chaos. Just as the hysterical citizenry are on the brink of devouring themselves, the Dark Apostle will draw them together into an army and lead a great crusade against the Imperial forces. Once the world is consumed in the fires of anarchy and mayhem, and his debased followers have sacrificed themselves for their heretical beliefs, the Dark Apostle moves on to the next world and begins the process anew. It is not only heretics and traitors that flock to the banner of a Dark Apostle. It is not unheard of for these devotees of chaos to subvert entire regiments of Imperial Guard, or even stranded bands of Space Marines. There are records of single Dark Apostles inspiring entire planetary populations to chant damning hymns until demons run free in the streets. Their power is in the numberless hordes that follow them and endless tides of the damned that crash upon the rocks of the Imperium. A Dark Apostle, ready for war, is an imposing sight. His battle-scarred power armor of ancient design is emblazoned with forbidden text and hung with parchments of human skin covered in potent invocations. The Dark Apostle's own skin is tattooed with runic prayers to chaos, and in his clenched fist he carries a defiled Crozius Arcanum, an evil corruption of the Loyalist Chaplain's badge of office. But the Dark Apostle's most powerful weapon is his voice, a tool with which wars can be started and the gifts of gods bestowed. These Dark Apostles embody fanatical hatred and serve as an example of devotion on the battlefield. Always at the forefront of battle, their fiery zeal fuels their wrath as they reinforce their impassioned phrases with devastating blows. To their many followers, the unstoppable rampage of these fearless warriors serves as a metaphor for the unrelenting power of the war, and they eagerly surge behind their masters in frenzied tides of religious fever. Few can stand and fight against the Dark Apostles and live to tell the tale. The Dark Apostles hold a certain hatred for the Adeptus Ministorum and all those who ally with it, They take great pleasure in the destruction of imperial temples, burning of imperial cult religious banners, and above all, killing missionaries, sisters of the Adeptus Sororitas, and if possible, Ordo Hereticus Inquisitors. To Dark Apostles, the glorious ascension to the blessed state of demonhood represents the ultimate pinnacle of achievement, and they toil diligently in the hopes that their dark gods may one day grant them such a magnificent reward as apotheosis. Though Dark Apostles frequently ally with powerful warlords and champions of the warp, their true loyalty is only to chaos, and nothing can be allowed to stand in the way of their heretical crusade. Originally, the Dark Apostle was a rank specifically within the Word-Bearers Traitor Legion, and being exposed to the dark arts far longer than any other legion, the Dark Apostles of any Word-Bearer host is a seasoned summoner of demons who is capable of summoning several in quick successions from the warp. The oldest and most venerated of the Dark Apostles are those that sit on the Dark Council. These venerable Chaos Space Marines were members of the Legion during the initial corruption of the Word-Bearers by Erebus and First Captain Corphaeron, decades before the outbreak of the Horus Heresy. They have survived and thrived through the heresy, and corrupted untold billions of mortals into the worship of the Chaos Gods. The Dark Council now rules the Word-Bearers from the demon world of Sikaris in the name of Lorgar, and only the Dark Council can appoint a new Dark Apostle should one of their numbers fall. Dark Apostles start their career as a standard Chaos Space Marine, and must earn the right through their deeds to be elevated to the rank of Dark Apostle. First, they must show their unfaltering devotion towards Chaos Undivided by earning the mark of Chaos Undivided. Only such a successful Chaos Champion will be considered for possible promotion. Second, they must earn the favor of the current Dark Apostle of their host and become their first acolyte, serving as the factorum to the current Dark Apostle. If he is not slain in battle or killed by his master, a first acolyte will eventually rise to the rank of Dark Apostle. The acolyte can either bide his time and wait for the current apostle to fall in battle, hoping to secure the position by the edict of the Dark Council, or he may be proactive and kill his mentor himself and await the Dark Council's appointment as the new Dark Apostle. In any case, the first acolyte will need the Dark Council's blessing to become a Dark Apostle, and it is not unheard of for the Dark Council to decide to purge the whole ruling cadre of a host when a Dark Apostle dies. Usually, the untimely death of an apostle is marked with weeks of rituals and ceremonies held in his commemoration, while during that time the captains of the dead Dark Apostle's host are similarly executed for allowing such a thing to happen. The remains of the host are either absorbed into the ranks of the host of a more able Dark Apostle, or a Dark Apostle is appointed from somewhere else in the Legion to become the new leader of the affected host. Thus, a promising first acolyte will sometimes be promoted to command of his own host without inheriting the position of his former master, or slain outright for failing to safeguard his master. The will of the Dark Council is the sole judge in this outcome, and their actions will be directed by the will of the Dark Gods. The Imperium has witnessed many atrocities brought about by these servants of chaos, much like the Lord of the Scribe Blade, Varrock Lore, who is the Dark Apostle responsible for the Denotus Uprising, a civil war that engulfed the industrial world of Denotus Prime, and which also ended in a calamity for the Imperium of Man. Varrock Lore and his war host had been a thorn in the side of the Imperium for many years, having already conquered and sacrificed the population of 7 entire worlds in the name of the Dark Gods. From the flesh of 7 planetary governors, Varrock Lore had fashioned the Red Veil, a hideous mask of stitched flesh, which he used to hide his ravaged features. Upon arriving on the world of Donatos, the Dark Apostle was on the brink of attaining the rank of Demon Prince, erecting a huge sacrificial pyre upon which the civilians and his own Chaos cultists were sacrificed to fuel his ultimate transition. Even as the will of the Chaos Gods remade his flesh, Lore was attacked simultaneously by one of his allies, a powerful mortal sorcerer in the service of Tzeentch, and 2 loyalist Imperial Knights. Defending himself against the witch's considerable power, Varrock Lore could not prevent the sacrificial pyre from being polluted by the essence of the Morning Angel, a hideous amalgama of prescribed technology and the flesh of Donatus astropaths. Poisoned by the essence of the corrupted Morning Angel, the many thousands of souls trapped in the sacrificial pyre turned upon the Dark Apostle, destroying him before he could claim his ultimate reward. Another Dark Apostle to bring chaos to the Imperium was Layak, known as Layak the Devourer. He was the Dark Apostle who led a vast mutant horde, numbering in the millions, that assaulted the vital hive world of Hermatica, the capital of the Kornma sector. Due to the sheer scale of the chaos attack, the system's outer defenses were soon overwhelmed, and the hive cities of Hermatica itself swiftly became battlegrounds on which its beleaguered defenders fought desperately against the tide of the damned horrors that assailed them. The Minotaurs chapter was the first outside force to respond to Hermatica's strangled pleas for help. The Minotaurs' assault was both devastating and indiscriminate, smashing the capital city's cathedral district plazas and temples, heedless of the cost. The Minotaurs' advance was relentless as they drove the enemy before them, along with thousands of trapped civilians. Finally, a Terminator assault force, led by Chapter Master Moloch, penetrated deep into the cathedral complex, where Layak was hiding. Moloch slaughtered Layak's demon-possessed bodyguards and struck a mortal blow to their hulking, toad-like master. But before the Chapter Master could deliver the final blow, the Dark Apostle fled into the warp through the use of his black arts. And those were 40 facts on the Dark Apostle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, share this with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you guys use. I really like the unit of the Dark Apostle because you can go crazy and customize your Dark Apostle however you want. Now, of course, I don't play Chaos, so I don't know if this is an actual like good unit, if it's a playable unit in terms of competitive play. But you can kit bash. You could even take a chaplain from just your regular loyalist Space Marines, and you can kit bash and make them very chaotic. What's cool about doing that is that most chaplains already look menacing. They have the skull head, and then they usually come with like really badass poses. My favorite is the pose with the power fist, where I think he has his arms extended, and then there's another one where he has his arm out. So customizing a Dark Apostle to fit that would be pretty cool, and then just get some green stuff and put a cape on him, or a cloak, whatever it is. Now, I hope that the winner of the Chaos Space Marine starter set does this, and that winner is this guy. You are the winner for the Chaos Space Marine starter set because of our subscriber appreciation giveaway. Thank you so much for participating. All you have to do to claim your prize is message me, either on Facebook, on YouTube, or email us to onemindsyndicate1@gmail.com. Do that and we'll ship out the prize to you. The quicker you do it, the better. That way you can get your box set and you can build it. Now, we were doing a series of 3 giveaways, and the first giveaway that we did was the No Fear giveaway. That person never claimed their prize, and the video has been up for quite a while now, so I'm just going to pick another winner from that same video of the initial video, and that winner is this guy. So if you, or either one of you two, just email me, same thing, email, message on YouTube, or hit us up on Facebook with your address, and we'll ship out the prizes to you. Thanks again, guys, for participating. More giveaways coming soon, and I'm going to ask a huge favor from you guys. If you can, please comment down below. Let me know what other Chaos units or what other Chaos lore you guys would like us to create a video about. But again, guys, thank you so much for letting us reach over 100,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. More giveaways coming soon. With that said, this was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.